The diner went quiet the moment they walked in. Not the awkward silence of a dropped fork or a heated argument. This was heavier. Conversations faded mid-sentence. Coffee cups paused halfway to lips. 6 men in worn leather vests stepped onto the checkered floor. Boots steady, movements calm and deliberate. No one stared. No one smiled. People simply made space. Except for one person. From a corner booth near the window, an elderly woman lifted her eyes and spoke, her voice gentle, clear, and unafraid. "Excuse me, sir," she said. "My daughter has a tattoo just like yours." Every head in the diner turned. The men stopped. The tallest among them, broad-shouldered, silver-threaded through his beard, looked down at the woman. His name was Jonah Hawley, though no one there knew it yet. He studied her, not with anger, but with surprise. "My daughter," the woman repeated calmly. "Her name is Lena Parker." Something changed in Jonah's expression. Not fear, not tension. Recognition. That name hadn't been spoken aloud in over 10 years. Before we continue, tell us in the comments where you're watching from, and if you believe kindness matters, make sure you're subscribed. Because what happens next challenges everything we think we know about first impressions. The woman's name was Ruth Parker. She was 73, a retired nurse, and a widow. She had spent her life learning when to act, and when not to be afraid. Jonah pulled out the chair across from her booth and sat. "Where's your daughter now?" he asked quietly. Ruth hesitated. Her car broke down outside town. She said she was fine, but a mother knows. Jonah nodded once and turned to his group. No shouting. No rush. Just quiet understanding. 10 years earlier, on a long desert road outside Reno, Jonah had been stranded himself, exhausted, injured, and unsure how he'd make it home. A single car had stopped. A woman stepped out. Lena. She hadn't asked questions. She hadn't judged. She'd offered water, used her phone to call help, and stayed until she knew he'd be okay. Before leaving, she'd noticed the small symbol on his jacket. "I hope someone does the same for you someday," she'd said. Jonah never forgot. Back in the diner, Ruth watched as the men calmly paid for meals they hadn't ordered and stepped outside together. "We'll check on her," Jonah said, standing. "No one should be alone on the road." Ruth blinked, emotion catching in her throat. "You don't even know her." Jonah smiled softly. "I do." 30 minutes later, headlights illuminated a quiet roadside pull-off. Lena sat in her car, hazard lights blinking, anxiety easing as vehicles approached, not in chaos, but in order. Jonah stepped forward slowly, hands visible, voice calm. "You helped me once," he said. "Tonight, we're returning the favor." Lena stared, then laughed softly, relief washing over her. "I wondered if I'd ever see you again." Her car was fixed. Her mother arrived soon after, tears and laughter mixing freely. No drama, no confrontation. Just people showing up when it mattered. As they parted ways, Jonah handed Lena a small coin. "If you ever need help," he said, "call. Kindness deserves backup." Later that night, Ruth poured tea in her kitchen, glancing at her daughter with quiet pride. "You didn't tell me," she said gently. Lena smiled. "I didn't think it mattered." Ruth reached for her hand. "It always does. Because kindness, real kindness, doesn't disappear. It waits, and when the moment comes, it answers."